Boruto Uzumaki is the embodiment of sacrifice. From the boy who had everything that his father didn't as a child, to having little to nothing in the present. It was destined for Boruto to be Naruto's, and to an extent Kawaki's parallel in this aspect ever since Momoshiki seared into his future. Throughout Two Blue Vortex story, even as early as chapter 2, we have seen subliminal signs that foreshadow possible conclusions to Boruto's fate. And in today's video, I'm going to analyze nearly every hint we got so far and try to understand further exactly what Kishimoto is trying to tell us. So as usual, before we hop into the video, I want to kindly ask if you could leave a like on the video, as it does help the video perform better in the YouTube algorithm. But without further ado, let's hop into the video. Now I'm pretty sure everyone knew I was going to have to talk about this statement from Boruto, because not only was it one of the first and still to this day most controversial statements in the manga up to this point, but it sprung up the most theories in the Boruto community for months. Even though this worst possible future was fully realized as soon as the Shinju were born from the Ten Tails, the actual effect it will have on the world has yet to be realized. So this means you can make a few theories around the Shinju that could reveal what Boruto really meant. Will they look to take full control of Earth? Will they look to destroy it by eating all of his life energy like an OTSUTSUKI? Or possibly even worse? The real question though is, how does Boruto know what these Shinju are really capable of? Now I know about all of the time travel theories that everyone is talking about, specifically one discussing exactly how Boruto has so much knowledge on the history of the Ten Tails and omnipotence, especially from some statements by Boruto in chapter 7 as you see it on the screen. But I'm pretty sure Boruto has inherited Momoshiki's ability to sear into someone's fate, possibly even his own fate. It's actually pretty much similar to omnipotence, but it doesn't give you the ability to change reality. Momoshiki stated that even with all his powers, including the Byakugan, he still wasn't able to see his own fate. So this probably means, or most likely means, that when Boruto inherited this ability when he became 100% OTSUTSUKI, it probably didn't give him the ability to sear into his own future, but other people's future instead. Which probably means that Momoshiki is in Boruto's ear again. He probably hasn't given up trying to make Boruto lose faith so he can give up his body. So something he said to Boruto must have had him on edge or scared about something that was foresaw in the future. And this could potentially be the reason why Boruto seems a bit reluctant to use the karma, out of fear of something Momoshiki told him. Or it could be as simple as nobody being strong enough to force Boruto to resort to the karma. Either one is possible as of now, because we can't forget he did have a chance to activate it against the Shinju if he really wanted to take care of the threat then and there, especially since they were so much of a threat to make a guy like Boruto panic. Either way you look at it, the most probable reason for Boruto's behavior and urgency so far, even down to his newfound knowledge on the Shinju and Ten Tails, could be a result of his new foresight SHINJUTSU ability. But now that we got that much down, let's get into the more interesting and most important part of the video. As sad and crazy as it's going to sound, I do believe Boruto has already accepted his own fate. As you can probably tell from Boruto's demeanor, he truly accepted his new role as Boruto the traitor, the no-good rogue ninja who unalived Lord 7th. You already know how it is. His mood towards his new life of solitude is nonchalant, or it could be that he knows he will have to disappear for the survival of the ninja world. As vague as it sounds, a statement as subtle as this could foreshadow a dark future, especially since there's been multiple other times this has been brought up in the same context. When Boruto starts to question if he will come back, or says things like he can't die yet because there's so much more left to do, or not even caring if things go back to the way before, it really makes you think what Kishimoto has in store for Boruto's future. And judging by just these statements alone, it's not a bright one. See, I'm the type of guy who really pays attention for the little things, someone might say. The things that would fly over the average reader's head or might be harder to understand. Because once it's revealed, everyone will be going back into the story and be like, how didn't I notice this at first? When in reality, the author was trying to tell you what was going to happen ever since chapter 1. It's kind of like when Obito was name dropped in part 1 of Naruto, but didn't make a real appearance until the war arc in Shippuden. Then you start putting together the names like Toby, and Obito. The feeling is like, wow, how couldn't I like put that together earlier? You know what I mean? So the same thing applies here. When Boruto said multiple times early on that he didn't want to become the Hokage, he wanted to be like Sasuke and protect the village in his own way. What exactly do you think was meant by making him say that? The sad truth is, Boruto's seen his fate and probably knows at the end of it all, he won't survive. He'll probably sacrifice himself to save his friends, his village, his parents, his master, and yes, his brother as well. Ever since Boruto was cursed with the karma, he started losing everything. His life, family, his sanity, and most of all, he's not even human anymore. He's even lost his own humanity. It should be clear at this point, he's destined to keep losing until he eventually loses his life. Whether that be to stop Kawaki, the SHINJU, even the birth of a new OTSUTSUKI or some crazy shit like that. Because at the end of the day, through all the pain and confusion, Boruto still became a person who was willing to risk even his own happiness and reputation to protect his village. If he's fully adopting the role as the villain, he'll happily do so. I've seen so many Itachi returns in Boruto videos on YouTube that would probably trick you into really believing Itachi has some way, somehow just come back from the dead. But no, that's not the case at all. Although it's not wrong, Itachi has returned in Boruto, but it's because this journey that Boruto is on is too similar to Itachi's. A boy who was forced to sacrifice and become the villain because he felt like that was the only way to keep peace. And because of this, he's been driven into a life of solitude. Is this the right way Boruto should go about this though? I mean, it really makes you think about a few things. In chapter 552 of Naruto Shippuden, something Itachi told Naruto can possibly be applied to Boruto in this situation. He told Naruto that he's tried and failed to do everything alone, forgetting about his friends because he believed that he had the power to change everything himself. He believed what he did was the only possible choice because he didn't believe in others. That mistake cost him more than it helped. You know, Naruto seemed to be on a somewhat similar path to Boruto's, burdening himself with everything that's happened, believing it's his duty and his duty alone to stop the war. But what Itachi said dragged him back onto the right path. And because of this, Naruto's whole perspective changed. So yes, to keep it simple, Boruto is like Itachi. But let me ask you a question. Will he realize his mistake of believing he has to continue to sacrifice for the sake of everyone else? Continue to go through this pain, even though there were other people who were willing to help like Itachi did? Or will he forget all that and burden everything alone and truly become like Madara like Itachi told Naruto? That's the question I myself wishes to be answered. The title of chapter 80 of Boruto is What Dad Would Do. And I actually wonder what Naruto would do if he was faced with the situation that Boruto's in. Would he give up on his friends because omnipotence is just that strong and there's no point in trying to fight it? Would he just give in and accept his fate that he personally probably won't ever be truly happy again? Or would he find every possible way to defeat the SHINJU, save his family and friends, and hash things out with his brother? This is actually something similar to what Naruto once said, but was called naive and a child because of. But at the end, made everything happen because he proved everything through his actions. And for Boruto, it would be no different. Instead of embracing the inevitability of his fate, of sacrificing himself, the right way would be to embrace the role of Shadow Hokage like his master and prove who he is through his actions. And let me get things straight, things may never ever go back to how they were before, but I honestly believe if Boruto was to sacrifice himself, it could lead to even bigger issues down the road for everyone. But overall, it has been foreshadowed that Boruto will end up sacrificing himself at the end, but that could just be Momoshiki getting into Boruto's head because of the foresight ability. But even when Momoshiki had thought Boruto lost everything, he didn't really lose everything because through it all, he still had people willing to help him. It's only when you stop believing in other people's ability to help you that you truly lose everything. And when Boruto realizes this, I'm certain he'll be on the path to actually getting his life back and truly saving everyone. So I hope you all enjoyed my ramble. This is just something I thought of doing on the fly. I feel like content creators can get too caught up on trying to be 100% accurate with all of their takes that they're afraid to make a simple video on what they personally think will happen in the story, or what they want to believe based on past events and foreshadowing. There's a possibility that Boruto could end up sacrificing himself to save everyone, and that just be the end of it. Would that make the story any less satisfying? No, it wouldn't. All I'm saying is there's way more possibilities that Kishimoto could go based on past characters, events, and the foreshadowing that these past events created that should be mentioned. All I'm talking about is the scenario I actually wouldn't mind seeing at the end. But if you enjoyed this video and don't mind seeing more videos like this, make sure you drop a like, subscribe, maybe turn on post notifications so you don't miss another video like this one, and comment down below what you think about a potential Boruto sacrifice in any way at the end to conclude the Boruto series once and for all. Or maybe you think there's another way things can be resolved. Leave all your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below for me to reply to. Chapter 8 will be dropping on March 20th, and you best believe we're going to be going live to go over all the leaks, most likely around the 17th or 18th. And sometimes we do have giveaways for the members. So if you're interested in joining in any of that I just mentioned, make sure you subscribe and turn on the post notifications so you know exactly when I go live, because it's usually very early in the AM. And the live streams be pretty lit, you know, we have fun. So just come through and chill. But without further ado, I'll see y'all in my next video. I'm out. Peace.